We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Denver Broncos. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, happy to be with you. And CD, as we get this thing going, give the folks at home something to keep their eye on.
The running game for both teams, because I think this is going to be an old-fashioned, old-school type of a game. Physical, who wins up front, who runs the ball the best and controls the clock, they will come out the victor.
And off we go from Denver.
For the Broncos.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now, he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential, and he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
He's taken down at the
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
This 2nd and 4. Love, they go play action now. Got his man, that's Luke Musgrave. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 35.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Slant route, he's got Dobbs. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
First down. 1st and goal.
So they've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defensive front there. They held their ground, pretty much stoned them on that play, and ended up creating a lost yardage play.
Yeah, drop them from the 1 back to the 2. Jacobs is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. To throw now, here's Love. He'll try, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jordan Love taking it in from a yard out. And the Packers take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Many would call that a gutsy decision here early on to go for it 4th and goal. There was no hesitation. Field goal unit never sniffed the field.
It was a message, and the message was, I trust you on offense. Go out and make this happen. Go ahead and pick it up. You know what else he said? I trust my defense as well. If they don't get it, I know you're going to hold them. So it's a message to your entire team that you believe in them.
McManus's point after is good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Broncos nothing.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
They'll run with a second-round pick from April's draft. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Harvey. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
The safeties were well back there, and he had a lot of room. Were they in the cover too?
Yeah, they were, and the safeties were back. You know, usually they're 12 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, somewhere around the hash mark for each of them. But what also happens if the linebackers dive into the line, if you block them initially, that blocker can come off of them and get up to the safeties on the 2nd level, and now you've got a big place to run the football. That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's taken in by Franklin. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 35. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
22-yard line.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Nix from the shotgun. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down first and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because you gave one up. Just respond as you just noted.
No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
Leads to second and goal.
So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
McLaughlin, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
The penalty gets them half the distance closer, but they'll still need to come up with something on third and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Evan Ingram, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. No surprise there. Third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Will Lutz on for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
He's got the hook up with Dobbs. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Play action this time with Love. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
2nd down and 4. Once again, it's Jacobs. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Love. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Nick Bonito coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
On 4th down, the Packers call on Daniel Whelan to punt. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this is knocked away and incomplete. But I think it was a free play. Let's check the call. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run. 32 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
They'll swing this out to Harvey. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it's second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Back to the air with Nix. A short throw to Ingram. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Harvey now on 1st and 10. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now 2nd and 9. Once more with Harvey. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. There was a little space there, yes, but that was a well-executed run by the rookie.
It was, and he wasn't one of the higher-rated rookie running backs coming out. He's probably on the next tier. But let me tell you something. If he becomes more consistent and continues to have that drive to be...
No, fumble. It's out. It's loose. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Nix. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. This is caught, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
They'll try it now with Harvey. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on fourth down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. Powering forward. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. That good for 22 and a first down.
That's good for the Packers. First down. First and 10.
Looked like they might have been thinking safety with that pressure off the edge instead of worrying about the running back.
I like the observation because many defenses in that situation actually have get a safety in their play call. Upfield penetration, try and trap them in the backfield. Instead, absolutely escaped and fled for huge yardage on that play. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second down and 3. Love. He'll complete this one to Watson. Oh, what a juke into space. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And a Packer first down.
Firing quickly out wide is Love. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11. Love looking to throw it. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Throwing. Love. That is caught. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 26. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
A gain of 12. First down, Packers.
Here's Love. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Love fires that quickly outside. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
And it's third down.
Love now. He's got his target. That's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Packers first down.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then, and now after that completion there, they've got a first and goal.
Back to throw. Love. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
And now third and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Love, this is third and goal. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a fourth and goal.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They wanted to throw for it. A surprise does not work on fourth and goal from the 1. And the Bronco defense comes up big. The football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And last time, they had it fourth and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
This time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
1-yard gain.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. 2nd and 9. Now it's Nix. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Troy
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing Nix. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
On 4th down, out is the rookie 6th-round pick, Jeremy Crawshaw, to punt. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Taken right around the 44. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
A gain of
17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
He gets that one complete to Wicks. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Off the play fake, Love. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. In motion, the tight end. Going back to Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts.
16 yards.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
First down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Again, it's Love. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now McManus will line up for the field goal. This just a 24-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Nix. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Harvey. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That'll be complete to Harvey. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Working out of the gun is Nix. A quick throw there is incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And that'll bring up second down. To throw, here's Nix. Setting it, and he loses the football a second time. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Nix going to give to Hardy. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 66 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit.
64-yard attempt.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hanson. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hanson, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Broncos offense set to begin this third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Looking to put a drive together. Nix to the air. A short throw to Ingram. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
They run straight ahead with Harvey. 72 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
From the 38 now, here's a 2nd down and 4. Out of the gun, they go with Harvey. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Up the middle, it's Harvey. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's Nix. Throw left side complete. That's Sutton. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Open man, and again it's Sutton. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton from 10 yards out. And the Broncos have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
On this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10.
14.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. It was DJ Jones who was there for the tackle.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Second down, Jacobs once more. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and it may be a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Love. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. Well, they brought the lead into this third quarter, and now they're really stepping up, setting a tone here defensively.
They came right out roaring because you had to know that in the locker room, they talked about setting that tone that you just described, continuing the dominance that they exhibited in the first half.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll begin on the ground with Harvey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's a quick throw out to Mims. Only able to gain a couple there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw. Nix. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag, punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 78 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Nothing too fancy, just a carry up the middle, but a successful carry up the middle against this 3-4 defense.
And to be able to do that, what do you have to control? The nose guard, right? Got to be able to move him. Otherwise, you're not getting anything up the middle. Nice job by the center. Got a little help from one of his friends playing guard.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down.
At their 49-yard line.
Now Love. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
That's good.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
First and 10 at the
Excellent
19-yard
execution,
line.
and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Musgraves got it out right. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it, just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days,
they get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sack.
and this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Four receivers in the package. Here's 3rd and 7.
Love looking to throw it. That is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Touchdown.
Romeo Doubs, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Packers have retaken a third-quarter lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
McManus now for the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead.
Makes the score Packers 17.
6 plays.
14.
And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Doubs touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
First and 10.
The Broncos offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying, but nothing that they have done has worked so far. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They'll get that complete to Franklin. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Six yards there on the keeper. It's second down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
2nd and 4. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
From the gun on third down, Nix. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Well, part of their struggles in the first half was their inability to convert consistently on third down. But how about this well-designed play? Gave himself plenty of options and able to get the hook up and keep the drive going.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Nix to throw again.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
That's another Broncos.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. They'll swing this out to Harvey.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Nix from the shotgun.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards the pickup there.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Evan Ingram, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Broncos answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17.
Makes the score.
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
17.
And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Love from the gun. That's complete to Wicks. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On play action. Love to throw. He gets that one complete to Wicks. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line.
Love, they go play action now. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
This offense so far on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This time it's 3rd and 3. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
Off the play fake, Love. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave, so they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
2nd and 10. To throw now, here's Love. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
He's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Completed out left to Dobbs. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And that will force a turnover on downs. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
looking to put a drive together. On the ground, it's Hardy to start the drive. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Now 2nd and 5. To throw, here's Nix. That'll be complete to Harvey. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And that is incomplete.
Intended for Troy.
Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Runs through the contact. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 44-yard line.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a 1st down.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Play action this time with Love. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And this is going to be another first down as they make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. That's good for 28 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Love. And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have taken a fourth-quarter lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. That time a 9-play drive. And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So the Broncos coming out now. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing Nix. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Broncos, first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Well, this offense hasn't been at their best here. They've made some mistakes. They've been frustrated. They've been largely shut down. But then you look up and say, wait a second, this is a one-score game. So they're still very much in this, and they're on the move here with a first down.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory.
To the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. To throw is Nix. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Will the defense pressure or sit back? Here's 4th and 5. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll look to throw. Setting up a screen for Harvey. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Boy, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now. Back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for Troy Franklin.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This to tie things up in the final minute. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Packers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. Here's 1st and 10. Firing quickly out wide is Love. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Now Love. He hits his target, left side, Watson. And he's got a first down here as he stops the clock, but just 16 ticks remaining. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Out of the gun, a run with Harvey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
1 yard gain brings up second.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And it'll be all smiles on Blake Street tonight. The Broncos have won it. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.